Alright, Tuesday night. Only stream this week. If you don't count Sundays this week. I don't know when people start days, and there's no one here. Who am I talking to? I'm going to go make a cocktail for anyone who's watching this back later. Okay. Let's just boot ready. Boot to that to there. Alright. Bring this around, bring this around. Okay, that's the sugar syrup. Goes here. Hello, honey, you've got me singing. We got any duck gossip for Abigail? Duck advocate that she is, says we're not allowed to badmouth ducks anymore. But we both know what's really going on with ducks. Okay, whiskey. I'm going to do rye whiskey. Do I have whiskey gone rye? I've got good whiskey. Losing track of what whiskies I have. Smoked rye whiskey. Custom whiskey. No, okay, I'm going to use good whiskey. It's a mix of rye and single malt. Turn your chair on the voice for you. Ducks fly at midnight. We attack at dawn. Yeah, they absolutely cannot be trusted. Okay, I'm setting up for this. What do I want? I want the banana liqueur and the Fernet. I made a mistake, but that's okay. Banana, Fernet, bitters. That's my aromatic bitters and my saline. Okay. That's ready. Oh, goodness me. Ready to go. We are here to go. We are here to go. Okay. Celtic, hello. Because I'm going to be away. It's in the description. I'm going away Thursday over all the weekend, so no streams those nights. Because I'm just having a little getaway with Mrs. Angry. So probably won't be another stream till next Tuesday at the earliest. So I hope I have a good. I hope everyone has a good time tonight. Because it's just going to take a little break. Okay, let's turn that on. Okay, I think that's that. What are the measures? 60, 50, 7.5. Okay, let's do 7.5 in here. It's a little bit much, and this stuff's a little bit strong, so I'm going to pour a little bit back. That's better. And the whiskey. Get ready with the banana and the bitters and the sea lime. All right, got everything set up. Glad you appreciate the getaway, Kelsey. I think it's nice too. Okay, making the cocktail. $15 mils of banana. Two dashy bitters. And 2 drops saline. It's supposed to make all the difference, just a couple of drops of salt solution. Does it really? I don't know. I'll have to do a direct comparison one time. I'm just taking the word of people who know more than I know. You know, put my trust in experts. Starting up again. Wait a second. Yeah. That's tasting pretty good. Let's do it in Nick and Nora. And I should have gotten a friggin' cherry ready before I did this, but stay ready. Satisfying pop as the seal breaks on a new jar. Oh, I got 2 cherries. Well, who am I to argue? I think that's a sign from the cherry gods. All right. Okay, man, it's a nice color. I'm glad you like the shirt again. Hey, Rays, how you doing, man? So, and you all you see is me partying the weekend away. Girls Gone Wild style. You know, wants me to flash my tatas. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we are absolutely going to be having lots of cocktails. We're visiting a distillery and a couple of bars. Ooh, I've got to take a picture of this. Okay, that's good. Now I'll do the talky bit. Turn this around. Turn the video around. Turn on the audio recorder and video recorder. See how this is all lined up. That looks about right to me. This is ready. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a variation on a Toronto cocktail, which is a variation on a Manhattan. The big differences with calling it a Toronto, instead of using an American whiskey, the recommendation is to use Canadian whiskey and use maple syrup as a sweetener in it. Now, this is called a banana Toronto, and it's like a cross between a Toronto and another cocktail I've made called Old Dog New Tricks, because it has Fernet Branca in it. So it's getting so far removed from a Toronto because the recipe I saw didn't even recommend Canadian whiskey. It said bourbon. So I don't even know why they were still calling it a Toronto. And I'm using a local thing from Bucharest. I could call it a Sydney from that point of view. But it's a cocktail and it looks interesting. I love the color. I'm going to give it a quick taste. Oh, that's got some really interesting flavors. You can tell that it's a cousin to a Manhattan, but it's got very unique flavors. I'll take you through the ingredients. Like a Manhattan, this is whiskey based, and I've gone with a local whiskey. This is from the Archie Rose Distillery in Sydney. They call it Good Whiskey with an E. Now, I've chosen this because most Canadian whiskies have a high rye content compared to, say, a bourbon. And this is half rye whiskey and half single malt. And this was actually an accident. I love the story behind this. The guy working at the distillery, whose surname is Good, I think he's like head distiller now, made a mistake and he actually mixed 2 barrels, a single malt and a rye whiskey. And everyone was like, oh no, you've ruined all that rye and all that single malt. Let's taste it before we throw it out. And they tasted it and went, no, actually, we like this. And so they sold it under the name Good Whiskey. Comes in at, let me see, 46% ABV, so it's not shy. And it does taste really good. I quite like this. And I thought, I'm not going to use Canadian whiskey because I don't have any, but this is closer to Canadian whiskey than a bourbon would be. I did mention it had Fernet Branca in it. It does not have sweet vermouth. So for a start, Fernet is going to be more bitter and have these menthol flavors that sweet vermouth doesn't have. Wow, lucky for videoing, editing. Completely unlike a Manhattan, this has banana liqueur in it. This is, as I said, there's a cocktail called Old Dog New Tricks that has Fernet and banana liqueur in it. I did it as a short recently. And so these all hybridize together to be sort of in the ballpark of a Manhattan, but very much its own thing. Here's how I make it. In a mixing glass, put 2 ounces or 60 mils of the whiskey of your choice, then half an ounce or 15 mils of banana liqueur, a quarter of an ounce, around 7.5 mils of Fernet, and then 2 dashes of aromatic bitters. And just to get a little flavor pop, add 2 drops of saline solution. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. And then I'm straining that into a chill Nick and Nora glass. I'm going to garnish with maraschino cherries on a skewer. The recipe only said 1 cherry, but I speared 2 cherries without meaning to. And I think that's the cherry god saying, come on, you like a cherry, have 2. Who am I to argue with the cherry gods? I recommend no one argues with the cherry gods. You're spearing cherries in a jar, you get more than 1. You are meant to have more than 1. Treat yourself. That's what I'm saying. And this is a quite nice variation on a Manhattan. I'm quite enjoying this. And you know, if you like the boozy stirred down drinks like this, which is my favorite style, I recommend you try this, particularly if you do like Manhattans. And it's an interesting and slightly challenging take on that whole Manhattan profile, and I'm enjoying it. I think you might enjoy it too, so give it a go. And I do hope that you come back sometime soon, because I'll be here. I'm always here. It's weird. I'm trapped inside here, and I can't get out. Please come back and say hello, and I'll say hello back. Until I do see you again, I'll say cheers. I have no idea why I was saying silly things like that. I'm not high or anything. All right, sitting down. Turn a few things off. Get this out of the way. Get sitting down. Turn this light off so it's a bit less goddamn bright in here. Some sexy mood lighting. Ooh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dash out and get an orange. Okay, that did not take long. Now I have an orange for garnishing. And I'm going to sit down, see what everyone's doing. All right. Got to get me a bit of this here pill. Have I been to Canada? I have not. No, my son actually wants to go live there. He hasn't mentioned it for a little while. Because, like his generation, he has a very online life. So I did very strongly suspect the desire may have been from an online romance, which then didn't happen, so we never pursued it. He hasn't mentioned it in ages. But, who knows? I have a few Canadian friends, so it would be fun to visit, actually. I mean, I would just like to, I don't know, travel anywhere, basically. Just a bit of a broke motherfucker. Hannah, you work with a girl who used to work on the ski slopes on Canada. Made you realize how dumb some people are. Yes, Canadians present. Toronto Maple Leafer. Hello. People would shoplift from the gift shop on their way up or down the mountains. Oh my God. So, like, they had to come back through? People are stupid, just broadly. Oh, yeah, dude. I will absolutely, if it ever happens, I will definitely be giving you a shout out. Yeah, they have security waiting for them because they're just going to end up at the bottom of the mountain. Yes. People are not smart. That's the thing I've noticed. That's nice. Oh, man. That is actually a good whiskey I made in there. Celtic, you've heard it's a good country? Yep. It seems like a fine place. It would definitely be on the list, like if I win lotto. Let's go to Canada. I would very much like to do it. That's good. That's an 8 out of 10. I like that. Having money does not... No, exactly. And actually, having money doesn't mean you have common sense or brains. being educated doesn't mean you have common sense. Being educated is no guarantee you're not going to do stupid things. Zanny had another conundrum. People posting images of other people's trauma. Local community called them out on enough that they rethought their choices. Good. Because again, I know the temptation that people have to post dramatic pictures of someone going through a traumatic incident because it gets you lots of attention, and people love attention for some reason. But it's a fucked up thing to do. So I had an elderly gent in your area. Oh no. Oof. Outside his house. Damn. Oh, that's intense. Yeah. Got the word from everyone to freaking cut that shit out. God damn. That's intense though. Oh, bad for the Igo. The level of depression he must have been feeling to do that. Oh, people. It's an illness like any other, and it can fucking kill you. So get help. Do not ever be shy or feel bad about getting help for mental health challenges, because your mental health is important, and not caring for your mental health will fucking kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it will just make your life miserable. And that's not good. So, get help. Toronto Maple Leafer. This actually is called, I'll just make sure. Yeah, this is called, okay, how's this? This is a Banana Toronto. There is a version of a Manhattan that, says to use Canadian whiskey that they call a Toronto. And this is a variation on that called a Banana Toronto. So this one's for you, my friend. Although I didn't use Canadian whiskey because I don't have any. Elderly people, public spaces. Oh yeah. No, that was a decision the dude made. And it's fucking rough. It's heartbreaking. Yeah, some of the roadside Toronto Maple. I feel like it's the first time it popped up in a little while, and I'm making a drink called the Toronto when you come in. So, hey, how's that? And I'm almost finished it. Yeah. So I'm going to make another one. An old-fashioned variation. So, okay. Banana Toronto. Move from to do to doing. What was that? Old Roma was going to do. Okay. You'd all have a drink, but at 6:30 a.m. Yeah, no, that's a whole thing. I had one of my microwave meals. It was spaghetti bolognese, and it was nice. I did not hear this story. It's a whole thing. Jesus Christ. People get so stupid about harm reduction and drug use. Anyway, I know. Isn't that a good mystery, Hannah? Did the drink manifest Toronto, or did Toronto manifest the drink? It's a mystery for the ages, because I only decided to make this one just before the stream, and Toronto Maple Leafer came in, and it all came together. The cosmos wanted it to happen. All right. Well, that's a swinging start to the evening, really, isn't it? Now, someone Italian should come in, because this drink is called an Old Roma. An old-fashioned with an Italian Amaro. It does sound like a meat cute, doesn't it? Dear. Look, at the very least, a platonic love story. You never know. You had a sudden urge to join. You were lured, like so. There were cosmic forces bringing you in. That's what happened. It's the night of Toronto. I didn't actually go in today because Mrs. Angry was home she's on leave, and I just wanted to be here while she's here. So I just told them I wasn't going in. Yesterday, it was pretty busy. We had a birthday lunch for me yesterday. Went to a place called Thai Town at the QV building. It was busy. Monday lunch, and that place was popping. I mean, it's a good place. Really good range of food at quite reasonable prices. But yeah, a sit-down place for lunch on a Monday, and there's a lot of people there. You don't want the stalking wankers joining. An unpleasant salty drink. I'd have to make an extra bitter drink, Hannah, just for them. Both of these have Amaro, which is a bitter element. Oh, thanks. It was last week, but because most of the team goes into work on Mondays, we had a team lunch, which was nice. I have a good team, actually. Actually pretty happy with my work. Oh yeah, unusually warm weather today and yesterday. No, never been there before. Literally, it was like my job. Where do you want to go? And it's like, fuck me, Melbourne. It's so hard to make choices, and I narrowed it down to a few places, and then I just went, oh, you know what? Fuck it, Thai Town. It's just walk in, no reservations, and it's all good. So it's pretty good. I would recommend it. Nice, simple, and diverse Thai food. Like a really big menu, lots of choices. I know. It was last Friday. Was my birthday. Yeah, only one more week of this month to go. Then the year's a third over. Oh, that's the weirdest thing, Hannah. It was one of the cold. It's probably the coldest morning this year on Monday. Like it was like 5 or 6 Celsius in Melbourne, colder in the country, but it got up to mid-20s. So, very weird. You got up to 27. Yeah, we got to mid-20s. I don't know exactly how far we got. But yeah, Monday was quite weird because it was a very cold morning and got very warm yesterday and today. Oh, Celtic City, public transport, man. And yes, dinner is public transport. Mrs. Angry and I have worked out a whole network of places that we can get to by public transport. And we've found some kick-ass places. We got like a dozen places in the rotation. And they're all either on a tram line or a train line. And a couple are in walking distance. And it's just fucking cool. You're getting your spring days happening. That's nice. Yeah, we are, of course, moving into our autumn days. All right, I'm going to make the second cocktail video. And this is a short, so theoretically, this just takes. I'm certainly not going to talk as long. Okay, I have my old-fashioned glass with my sexy clear ice in here. My trademark. Huge fucking chunk of clear ice. Okay. Now, let's set up. All right. Getting things happening. This is not really happening. Fuck me. Okay. Oops, I've got to tip this out. All right. You go there. You come around here. I still haven't got googly eyes for my tripod. I should definitely do that. Okay. Now, it's going to go down like that. Like that. All right. So for this one, okay, I want an Italian Amaro. Putting these two back. Oh, disappearing into the mysterious cupboard of mystery. Is Averna Italian? I think it is. Siciliano. but from Sicily. Where's Montenegro from? Following a secret recipe. Italia. You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing the. Even though it's Sicilian rather than from Roma. And okay, so white creme de cacao. Oh man, I need to look at the white creme de cacao. I'm a gosh darn idiot. Anyway, that. Okay. And I'm going to do some chocolate bitters. Let's do that. Bob's chocolate bitters. Ooh, and I'm going to use a different whiskey just for laugh. Just for laugh. Oh, fuck me. That was almost a disaster. What whiskey? Oh, you know what? Amaretto. Amaretto whiskey suits the Italian vibe. It's not really happening. All right, chocolate bitters. Do I have everything I want? Yes, I do. All right, let's get everything ready. Being methodical. Okay, let's go. So we're going 3/4 of an ounce of the Amaro. No, if I'm doing 45 mils, doing 1.5 ounces. Going for a heavy pour. Just because I can. Because I'm a crazy guy. Okay. Now I'm set up. It won't take long to do. All right. Let's roll. Okay. Whiskey. Mara. Evidence of crème de cacao. All right. Chocolate bitters. That's that part done. Now we get to the ice. All right. Pour that ice in. And we maybe do a little bit extra fresh ice. Because who doesn't want fresh ice? All right. Now we're ready to go. Okay. No, I think it's shaking. Oh man, that is fucking tasty. That is really good. Okay. Looking forward to sitting down with this one. Oh, it looks good too. We'll do a twist of orange peel. And cherries. Man, I am looking forward to this one. That little taste I had. Sucking Gaz Regan's finger. Tasted really good. Okay, remember to take a publicity photo. Ugh. How am I doing? I'm going to a little bit. Okay, take a little picture for publicity purposes. Okay. Now, the talking bit. Don't take long because this is a short. Turn this around. Pump up the volume of the light. Turn the audio recorder on, video recorder on. How are we lined up? That looks right to me. Right. Let's go. God, I think I bumped it when I did that. Okay. G'day, cocktail lovers. This cocktail probably sits between an old-fashioned and a black Manhattan, and I'm loving the sound of it. I can't wait to taste it. Oh, and exactly as I suspected. This is fantastic. This is the real banger. You're going to want to try this. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of the whiskey of your choice, and then 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of an Italian Amaro, then 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of white creme de cacao, and round things out, we're doing 2 dashes of chocolate bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 10 to 15 seconds. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, then strain that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of sexy clear ice. And for garnish, I'm doing a twist of orange peel and maraschino cherries on a skewer. If you like your boozy stirred down cocktails, you're going to love this. I really recommend you try it. 9 out of 10 for the Old Roma. Cheers. This fucking kicks up. This is such a good drink. Since the rampant alcoholic. Okay. Switching everything off and just sitting down now. I'm so far ahead on the cocktails. Can take a week off and I'll still be more than 3 months ahead with the uploads when I get back to it. What do we say? Split depending on your age, how close you are. Majority of Canadians look close to the border. Oh, you say, I'll say that's the autumn fall thing. Okay. I missed this Celtic's question. And yes, all the deciduous trees are definitely dropping their leaves, and because it was a bit windy today. But not all the trees in our neighborhood are deciduous. We have a lot of evergreens as well. But yes, we're getting all the beautiful colors of their yellow, orange, and red leaves. Mrs. Angry, in particular, is a fan of when we're on walks, seeing piles of leaves and kicking them all over the place. Not stuff people have raked up, just stuff that's piled up on the footpath. Celtic, you have a Panasonic HC VX F1. I have a Sony Handycam. God, I bought this years ago. It's probably been superseded several times. The reason I go for a video camera rather than an XLR is there used to be, I don't think these exist anymore, but there used to be limits on how long you could continuously shoot video on an SLR for. And because you know me, I will do up to 30, 45 minutes, even an hour, one take. So I needed something with no limit on the recording. So it's a Sony Handycam. There's the it's got a 30 times zoom, which is nice. Wait, my old eyes. It is a 16.6 megapixel 4K. That's code FDRAX53. I don't even remember how many years ago I got this. It's my second Sony Handycam. It's so much better than the first one. The first one was good. That one's better. Speaking of better, this fucking drink. Oh my God, that is really good. Damn, that's like a dessert. Again, someone who doesn't drink whiskey would say, no, that's petrol. No, it's a dessert, man. So, Toronto Maple Leaf, where are we? Canadian boggles your mind seeing palm trees in videos, just living somewhere with palm trees. Yeah, well, here's the funny thing. We have palm trees in Melbourne. They're obviously not native. We're temperate, not tropical. Up north, they're native and tropical. But one of the reasons we have palm trees here is a lot of Jewish people plant them because there's a particular Jewish religious holiday where the idea is people construct a little sort of tent out of palm fronds. And so there are a lot of palm trees in the suburbs that have a high Jewish population. The more you know. I think there's some along St Kilda Beach too. No, Safa, the first one was not 4K. It was HD, but it wasn't 4K. Like, I bought that one so long ago, 4K wasn't a thing. Oh my God, that's a good fucking drink. Celtic, you went with video camera. You prefer the look of video cameras to DSLRs. There you go. Didn't care. You may have looked into DSLR. I mean, I have an old DSLR somewhere, which was for taking still photos. And I haven't used it in years. Probably still works. Probably a fine camera. Not a high-end one, but a fine one, you know. Don't you with a plan to move to Australia? Neat. You were an Aussie in your past life. And then move back to Canada after a decade or two because you'd end up missing the snow. Yeah, I mean, getting a bit of variety, that sounds like a great idea. Right. Fun fact, Parents' Place have palm trees. They're annoying to remove every year. Cool regional sub-zero winter climate. Yeah, man, if people plant it, they plant it. Rays, my brother, you're dehydrated. Oh, dear. Dehydrated but refusing to move. It sounds like a hill you're literally going to die on. The not willing to move hill, even though you're desperately dehydrated. I can but encourage you to move and get some water. But I also understand that feeling of not wanting to move. This is absolutely one of those drinks that every time I have a sip, I feel compelled to say how good it is. It's fucking great. It's really good. Oh, it's just this beautiful chocolatey, boozy sipper. Oh god, you got whooping cough. Oh no. Oh no, you got the boosters. Whooping cough and tetanus boosters. Oh my god. It's quite common to feel bad after a tetanus booster. I don't know that I've ever had whooping cough. The booster. I mean, maybe, but it's really common for a tetanus booster to fuck you up. It's like your body just goes, "Oh no, that's dangerous. We have to go into overdrive," and just going, "It's pretend, it's pretend," and the body go, "No, this isn't a drill. We're going all out, raising your temperature, all that sort of shit." Oh god, you're using Blackmagic cameras. They're amazing. Yes, difficult to use, but phenomenal, incredible quality. And oh, get some water for spite, not succumbing to any weak ass hydration. You should be a motivational speaker, Hannah. That's very well done. I just realized I didn't bring anything non-alcoholic in here. I will duck out at some point and get a glass and a non-alcoholic beverage, like for the second half of the stream. Get shit-faced in the first half, and then slowly progress towards sobriety in the second half. Not completely. You can't be sober in an hour. You only get like 1 unit of alcohol leave your system in an hour, and I have so far had, I don't know, 5 or 6 units of alcohol. So that's 3 gets drunk, and then so that's about 4 hours for that to leave my system. So it's going to leave my system while I'm sleeping, basically. You want the motivation to work on yourself. Instead, you're slowly dehydrating. Oh no. Oh, Celtic, my 2 pet things are the Blackmagic cameras are absolutely amazing and phenomenally expensive. And because I love the slow-mo guys on YouTube, they're incredible slow motion cameras, which cost a ridiculous, I think like hundreds of thousands. I'm really envious of those. Sandy, you finished the baby blanket you're working on the jet during start. Oh, pics on Discord. Nice. Okay, I'm going to share that. Toronto Maple Leafer. You're a photographer. Some classes are film, videography. Yeah, you do need to be a Swiss Army knife. Yep, you got to freaking do everything. My dad was actually a commercial photographer, made most of his living from doing weddings and whatnot, but did a whole bunch of other stuff. He died before digital was a thing. I think he would have liked it because he liked playing around in the dark room, but he definitely would have been at one extreme or the other. He would have been at the "this is all bullshit" or ridiculous gimmicky thing, or "this is incredible, I'm going to do this all day, every day." He would have been I think he would have been into it, but there's definitely a chance he would have been reactionary and gone, "Fuck, this is bullshit." Complex man. All right, so I want to see baby blanket photos. Oh, okay. Now I'm looking at this. I can see why you had to restart so many times. This is awesome, Hannah. That is great. And I absolutely understand that it was agonizing and you had to restart several times. It's kind of like simple but complicated to do at the same time. Like visually, it looks quite simple and it's beautiful and elegant, but actually maintaining that balance and elegance really difficult. Very well done. Yes, you're a fitness guru, Rays. Hydrating. Oh yeah, I learned darkroom stuff from my dad. It's probably what killed him, actually. Well, and he's smoking. He died of lung cancer in his God. I think he was in his 50s. Oh God, I'll have to look it up at some point. I might have outlived him in terms of longevity. The old and probably even the new darkroom chemicals have a lot of heavy metals in them, and he was in his darkroom he set up would not pass occupational health things. It should have had really serious ventilation. So he probably had decades of breathing in heavy metals, but also he was a smoker for decades. Yeah, lung cancer killed him. Sorry, it was the thing. The photography, it was one of the things that probably killed him. Combination. So Toronto, you're more scenic landscapes. Did you branch out, doubling work, social media, content creation? Yeah, dude. As you say, you got to do everything. And you had to restart because you can't count. I'm in awe of your skills, Hannah. You were very frustrated by the restarts, but you did amazing stuff. You only find out you messed up when you got to a white row because they'd be in the wrong spots. He did. Look, he died artistically, but yeah. Yeah, Dad, good on you. Fun, skilled. And he was a very skilled photographer. And I learned a lot from him. It's like basically these days, occ health and safety, you would have to have really serious ventilation in a dark room. And he did not. And you even see, like, he had this whole setup. You could see, like, there's a wooden bench, and the wood bits got corroded over time by the chemicals. And when you use developing various developing chemicals, because there are 3 chemicals. There's the developing fluid. There's the stop bath, which is something that stops the process of development. And then there's the fixer, which all this stuff goes in and makes the photo last a long time. And when you use them, you'd actually see like the silver nitrate in them, and you would see the silver come out of solution as some of the chemicals will let up. So it's just basically very dangerous, the old school dark rooms. And also, you smoked a pack a day for, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years. And the lung cancer got him. So Toronto Maple, you're having a blast learning and developing film photography. Oh, yeah, there's a whole field, and people looking at the photos might not get the difference, but as a photographer, the experience of shooting on film and developing and printing your own stuff, that's just a little bit of magic. It's like the difference between painting in physical media and painting in digital media. Incredible talented artists do incredible things in digital media, but there's aspects of working in physical media don't necessarily mean anything for the viewers, but for the creator, it means something. Raise, you reckon lung cancer is going to get you? Oh, paint fumes, ciggies, yeah. Oof, dude. Well, we're all dying from something. Film cameras, yes, there is a big comeback in film. This is not really a spoiler, but in the movie Civil War, one of the photojournalists uses a film camera and develops it on the road. Darkroom in college was only used for fine arts students, but brought back for photography students. Nice. Well, Safa, back in the old days, ciggies only had 20 in a pack. It was only like in the 80s, 90s that you started getting the 25, 30, 40, 50 pack cigarettes. In the olden days, it was all 20 ciggies in a pack. I know my older brothers used to send me to the shop for them to buy cigarettes because they were too lazy to leave the house, and they'd give me $1 to go to the shop and buy their ciggies for them. And the shop would sell me ciggies as a kid because they knew they weren't for me. Or I told them they weren't for me, but what the hey? We're going to say they knew they weren't for me. Hey, Chog, how you doing? Nice to see you. Reverend She'll Talk. Current topic of conversation: photography and cancer. You know how this stream works. We go in different areas. Hello, Mrs. Chog from the Chicken Man. I'm still using it. Because, I don't have the creativity to come up with something else, basically. Trump America, the film itself and the way it's photographed and developed add in. Yes. But also, and of course, there's digital manipulation. People go to all sorts of weird lengths to manipulate digital files to have the film grain feel, but it's still not the same. Chuck, yes, we are talking photography and cancer. No, we're actually talking about my dad, who was a photographer who died of cancer, and it would have been two things that killed him: smoking for decades, but also the chemicals he used in an unventilated dark room. Fucking toxic as fuck. Look, Mrs. Chuck, I'm glad to provide the giggles. That's what I'm here for. It is. We are, and I think also as people, we're a loosely connected jumble of tangents. It's just the way things go sometimes. Okay. I love old fashions. Very happy with that old fashioned variation. Oh yeah, photography's. Oh, and you do great photography as well. You've shared some on the Discord. There is something about taking in what's around you, whether it's the majesty of nature or portraiture or like urban landscapes. It's a great thing. Yes. I'm not saying neurotypicals can't be part of the stream, but I'm just saying neurotypicals are a minority on the stream. No. Safra was my dad's business. He had his own business. He had a little shop like in the middle of Dubbo. And so the darkroom was in his shop. So I learned in that darkroom, and we did have a darkroom at high school as well. Yes, the neurospiciness. There's a lot of neurospiciness going on. A lot of divergence and spiciness. Chog, photography, videography. Oh yeah. I absolutely bloody agree with you, man. The therapeutic aspect of it. One of the really big things for me, like, doing YouTube for the last, I think I'm coming up on 18 years. I think in June it's 18 years. Having that outlet is amazing. Yeah. No, he actually had a studio, be a little front office in the desk, and then his little back room where there's, he could make coffee and whatnot. And there was an actual studio where he could take photos, and he would. There's even a toilet there, and there was the dark room. Your high school had a dark room too? Yeah. Neuro, what the fuck is going on this? Do you reckon neurotypical's overrated? Oh yeah, no, we like the spicy times. I always like AZ talking about the Aspie days because the spiciness can cause travails from time to time, but also opens up a wonderful vistas and whatnot. And he had the good day. The good days were aspidacious, and the bad days was aspidastrous, as in disastrous. But it was good. Okay, well, we never drove anywhere, I think, but it's like Dubbo's not very fucking big. My home over in North Dubbo, God, it was only about a half-hour walk, so the drive would have only been 5 minutes. I haven't been paying attention. Who the fuck knows what's happening in America, man? It's insanity. I genuinely fear for the world if Trump gets in again. But also, probably his supporters are going to do insane shit if he doesn't get in. You thought you and neurotypical are too many neurodivergence was good. Well, my thing is I'm not diagnosed with any, but particularly ADHD. All my diagnosed ADHD friends share ADHD memes, and I'm like, lol, hashtag relatable. And it's like, wait, why do I find all of this so relatable? Mrs. Angry said there's a simple test I can do, which I might do sometime. And again, that's not an official diagnosis, but it's like, how many indicators do you have? Celtic, one of your mates got caught smoking in the dark room. Thought no one's to know. Jeez, of course they did. Yeah, Safa, none of us want to be bland. So, Rays, you reckon Biden's coming back big times? Okay. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, Trump's all these whining about whatnot. It's like, dude, you are so fucked. You motivated people to vote who weren't going to vote otherwise. You motivated people to vote against you. Oh yeah, it's just there's just something about Trump and his explicit empowerment of fascists that it's like, that's just too far. That's just too far. Oh, dude, okay, Safa, like my preteen, early teen years, Dubbo was only about 15,000 people. Now it's like 45,000. Probably was 20,000 before I left. Actually, look at what's the official thing. Go Dubbo population. Fuck me, 56,000. Shite. Fuck me, that's a lot of people. So if I say 1980, will something come up? Okay, 29,000. So, okay, yeah, Dubbo, I was understating how big it was. So, Dubbo doubled in size since I was a kid. Oh my God. There's a tempting email from Nick's Wine Merchants, and I am trying not to spend money. Big drops on small parcel Westwood American single malts. 140 marked down to 100. 160 down to 120. Oh, those are good prices, but I'm not going to get them. Balcones. 140 down to 100. Fuck me. Okay, but I absolutely have to stop buying booze because I have too much and I'm a broke motherfucker. Dubbo went from that's West Dubbo. Hog. 15 people and a goat to 30 people and 2 sheep. Yeah. Yes, that's the appropriate response for you, Rays, with the moving there. Oh, Celtic, never in a million fucking years. No fucking way on God's green earth would I fucking move back to Dubbo. No fucking way. Toronto, you call the spectrum brainbows and ADHD. Forgetting. I'm going to make that my catchphrase at work when they said, "Hey, did you do the thing?" And I go, forgettios. I would do a shoey and shove the boot up his ass before moving back to Dubbo. Yes, absolutely not. No money to move back to Dubbo? Chug, we are going to get me in trouble in West Dubbo one day. Like none of my friends are from West Dubbo. So the occasional Dubbo people who pop up on the stream, none of them are from West Dubbo. So we can shit talk West Dubbo, but somehow it's going to get there. And those weird inbred people, like they're literally the other side of the river. Dubbo is separated by a river. On the west side of the river is West Dubbo. Everywhere else, north, south, and east Dubbo are on the one side of the river. It's you cross the river. It's fucking weird. He's living in a left-wing city. He moved to a right-wing breeding camp. Yeah. And Dubbo is a very conservative town with lots of good people, but lots of fucking weird people too. Oh yeah, but for some fucking reason we built bridges. There was actually only one bridge across the river when I were a lad, but there is a second bridge now, which I'm not in favor of. making it easy for West Dubbo people to come across. Not good. Anyway. Oh, I haven't finished drinking booze yet. It's a clarified. Oh, look at that. See how clear that is? It's a clarified cocktail. This has got all sorts of fun stuff in it. Rum, whiskey, cherry liqueur. It's just got fun stuff. And clarified with milk. Actually, Chog, you're on the money. We should have a drawbridge to West Dubbo. So we can control who comes over, but it's fucking uncontrolled fucking transits these days. It's not on. Celtic, I have not been back to Dubbo in yonks. I literally don't know how long ago it was. When my little uns were little uns, we used to go back like every second Christmas, have a Christmas with my family, but you know, all their generation gets older and it's less appealing, and we stopped doing it. It sounds like your city, fake London, exploded into a multicultural city of 500,000 people, but was also the Canadian headquarters of the KKK. Oh, damn. Yeah, there are probably some very Klan sympathetic people in Dubbo. That's all I'm going to say. No, I might even put one. No, I'm probably going to make an orange. Oh, I'm going to make an orange cordial tomorrow. It's got to make an orange oleosaccharum, and I will. That's the first stage. Then I'll make a cordial and milk clarify it. And it's the fucking tits. It's a really tasty drink. Because I got a few other oranges, and I'm going to go away for 4 days, and they'll go off. So that's something I'm going to do. Speaking of whiskey, Anzac Day. You're a guy who served in Afghanistan, got super drunk Anzac Day, listened to Good Night Saigon. Ooh, that's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I am not a big fan of military adventures around the world, but I am very big on people who have gone through service, the motherfucking government, who usually unnecessarily sent them into a zone of conflict, needs to go above and beyond to care for people they sent into zones of conflict, because that shit is fucked up. And again, this is not even just the frontline soldiers, the support troops, the medical staff, everyone who goes into the zones of conflict and goes through 100 different fucking variations of trauma, the way they get fucking dumped. And in fact, okay, the Australian government is not hugely guilty of this. They're a long way from perfect. The US government seems like a fucking travesty, how they just fucking dump veterans after putting them through trauma. Oh yeah, that you got to respect the people. And yeah, the families. Shit, yeah. On top of that. And the civilians in whatever fucking war zone there was. My God. Respect Anzac Day. Oh, yeah. Fuck the national pride thing. It's about respect for the people who sacrifice. It's about remembrance of how fucking horrible it is. And it should be about commitment to never fucking do it again. Celtic, you're in Nowra. Want to visit Cowra. Sorry. That's so left field. And I fucking love it to death. And I can tell you, very different. Nowra and Cowra. It's more than one letter changing. I'm just throwing it. Oh, God, speaking of war, there was a Japanese prisoner of war camp in World War II in Cowra, and there was a mass breakout. So fucking, speaking of trauma, that was fucking hardcore. Toronto Maple Leaf, you got mates and family members have been in Afghanistan through the meat grinder. Yeah. Oof. Yes. People, bomb disposal people. That's fucking hardcore. Right. It's supposed to be a reminder. It stops us from going to war again. Oh, yeah. It's just like, I am absolutely disgusted by politicians who are too frivolous about going into war and completely lacking in care for people who come back from wars. Your grandfather served in World War, grew up listening to first-hand accounts. Oh yeah, you get the veterans who just don't fucking talk about it because it was too much. Anzac Day is more about people than nationalism. Like, yes, well, it should be, but we all see the fucking idiots. We see the idiot conservative media, conservative politicians, and weird bogan fuckwits who wear flags as a cape and get incredibly obnoxious. I am 100% about support and respect for people who have sacrificed so much. But fuck the jingo. And John Howard tried so hard to bring in all this jingoism. Fuck that little weasel of a man. He's so fucking garbage. I agree, Ace. War's pointless. Yeah. The people who start it never actually set foot on the battlefield. You had a mate went to Afghanistan, mine patrol. Oof. He went to hospital because he had appendicitis. So he's saying he stepped on one. There you go. As was it the Red Gun one? Frankie kicked a mine the day that mankind kicked the moon. Oh man, it's a really good clarified cocktail. It's just got this really zingy taste to it. Oh, that's yummy as fuck. And it's also not as boozy as other things because it's been milk added to it to clarify it. So, Chog, during the World Wars, Australia needed to defend itself. Oh, yeah, you couldn't stay out of World War II. World War I was a fucking travesty of imperialism, absolutely disgusting meat grinder that unnecessarily killed millions, mostly young men. But yeah, with the rise of Hitler and Japan, you couldn't stay out of World War II. And that reminds me of the old Frankie Goes to Hollywood film clip for Two Tribes, where it was actually a wrestling thing with the Russian and American leader fighting it out. So short-term belief is prevalent over the US. Remembering should have been. Oh yeah, it's fucking shitheads taking it over. And yeah, we should have a memorial for the Emu War. That's a whole thing. Someone was going to make a movie out of the Emu War, weren't they? I don't know. Sorry, Aussie stole a German tank for shits and giggles. Shits and giggles, order of the day. Chog, honest Aussie C. I do actually agree with you that most people see it as sober reflection, but you get those fuckwits who try and take over and exploit it and just be awful. Oh. Celtic John Howard got voted out the year turned 18. So you never had the option to vote for or against him. He caused so much damage to Australia. He's such a little weasel piece of shit. If you had world leaders cage fight, we'd end up with super jacked world lead. Could you imagine if we actually had, fucking MMA fighters as world leaders? That'd be kind of funny. And yes, Rays, Howard did so much damage before he got voted out. He sucks so fucking much. I fucking love that he lost his seat in the last election. He still fuck that little weasel having that really inglorious end. That was awesome. Shitty mindsets trying to make it way to Canada. Yeah, it's people who want to use it as a glorification thing. It's fucking sick. I mean, honestly, it depends how much time they had to fight. And honestly, as was it Hannah said it? Yeah. If we did actually make the world leaders cage fight, really jacked up dudes would end up getting elected leader so they could go and fight. That was like the old armies used to do that. They would have a champion. And some case like two huge armies facing off against each other. And there were times where they'd say, okay, either we can actually send our whole armies into battle and kill thousands of people, or we can pit our champions against each other, and who's ever champion wins, they win. That was a thing that, as I understand it, actually happened. I mean, as much as I hate Putin, the idea of Putin bitch slapping Trump is pretty funny. Yeah, see, you don't support him, it would just be funny. Yes, you would get Kingsman. And as I mentioned recently, I was listening to this series of lectures, 24 hours worth of lectures on ancient Egypt and how Egypt stayed at power for thousands of years was their army, and the pharaoh would lead the army. So there was a couple of times where the pharaoh lived a long time and got really old, and there was somewhat of a collapse. And the speculation from the historian was, well, maybe he couldn't lead the army, and it all got fucked up because an old man can't lead the army, and so the army failed. How it lasted so long? Yeah, I actually think you're probably right, Chog, about the war. And the marketing was effective. It eventually wore out, but Jesus Christ, he was a monster. Mainstreamed racism into Australian politics, and Labor are too gutless to stand against it to this day. I've never heard that one. A teacher punishing kids who fight by making them hold hands all day. That's a thing. Not something I've heard, quite honestly, but sounds pretty funny, quite honestly. I feel like there's some questionable elements to that, but why not? I can't see it working. Anyone I fought with, but anyway. New rule: people call for need to attend battlefield in person. Yeah, it would definitely reduce the chance of war if the people calling for it had to actually fight. Oh yes, the whole 9/11 thing. Yeah, it's just like, but again, Jesus, the power of the conservative media was just incredible. How they could influence elections. So Celtic, you're actually researching him. Yeah, I mean, look into it. It comes down to policies, and I guess the two biggest ones that I absolutely reject about Howard, that I find him an abomination for, are his industrial relations policy, where he just wanted to absolutely fuck workers, just take away all the rights workers had, and just give employers all the power. And that was actually one of the main things that got him knocked out, because his industrial relations policy was so bad. But the second thing, which worked for him for so long and makes me so fucking angry, was how he mainstreamed racism into Australian politics. It's fucking sickening. Oh God, Chog, what's the opinion about Building 7? Building 7 got hit by several million tons of debris. It's that straightforward. Physics is what we're talking about. Several million tons of debris exploded into that building. That's why that building got demolished. I don't know if anyone's calculated the explosive force of those buildings collapsing, but I'm going to go with a lot. And because I'm not exaggerating, it was millions of tons of debris explosively hitting the ground. And how you Strictly Sega, by the way? Your dad took to AMWU protests. Nice. Okay, really randomly today, while we're talking unions, I was just remembering, you can find almost anything on YouTube. I was remembering my older brothers were brickies laborers, and I remember them having singles they were basically very pro-union. There was the Bob Hawke drinking song. That's when he was leader of ACTU, like 10 years before he got into Labour politics. And another song called You Don't Get Me, I'm Part of the Union. And I was just thinking of it today and I went, I bet those are on YouTube. And I just searched for them and found them and played them and went, yep, that's exactly what I remember. I heard this heaps in the 70s. The rumor was, I don't know, it wasn't a world record. It was like he went to what UK university did he go to as a Rhodes Scholar? He held for a while the record for drinking a yard of ale. And that was in his uni days. I think it might have been Oxford. But yeah, they had this competition for drinking a yard of ale. And if you've never seen that, it's this weird long glass that's 3 feet long, a yard. It's got a bulb. I forget how many fucking pints it holds. And you have to tip it up and drink as fast. And Bob Hawke held a record. Okay, we're on the internet. Let's go. How much in a yard of ale? About 2.4 pints. Holy shit. Okay. So that's a lot, 2.4 pints. That is a lot of volume. Did Bob Hawke have a drinking problem? Yes, he did. But did he have a drinking record? World record set at the University of Oxford in the 1950s for the fastest consumption of a yard of ale. The beer record is apocryphal, having 5 evidentiary flaws. So it's like not true. Let me say. Says, okay, I hear it. Evidentiary. Bob Hawke, larrikinism, blah, 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 drank beer in public, blah, 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 swore abstinence upon entering Parliament. Records apocryphal. Its location and time remain uncertain. No known witnesses. Field of competition was exclusive. No scientific accountability. Published in a beer pamphlet. Hawke's recollections were unreliable. Yeah, so it was literally just a story for his character. Hey, Pat, by the way. Yeah, Strictly Sega. Not the fact is, it's not true. Ray's Hawke was a fucking neoliberal. He might have been a unionist, but he was from a right-wing union. Pat, I'm fine. I hope you are too. So when was this article from? 2019. Okay. The fact that it's just a story. There's no independent validation of it at all. And yes, he did get rid of free education and introduce student debt. He actually, and that happened while I was at uni. It came into force the year after I left uni, so I can do it. Pat, movie man, what movie did you see today? Because you've seen all the movies. I'm always interested in your take on the movies. So, yes. Oh, God. Gough Whitlam, great policy, great idea, but just massively egotistical and utterly failed at any sort of level of pragmatism. I absolutely back Whitlam on policy and whatnot, but he was very egotistical and it blinded him to the dangers of the things he was doing. Just rampant, out of control ego with Whitlam and far too dismissive of other people, and it brought him down. Hey, Micro, you did in fact catch me here for another half hour. Actually, speaking about catching, I think I'm going to duck out for just a minute. Oh, Keating was a very different sort of egotistical to Whitlam. Like Keating couldn't hold a candle to Whitlam's ego, but yeah. Oh, Challenges. That's the tennis movie with Zendaya in it, if I understand right. What did you think about it? No similarities between Whitlam and Rudd. Whitlam's a little weasel, lifelong public servant. Whitlam was very much ideology driven and Rudd wasn't. Gillard was a fucking great prime minister. She got so much done with a minority government. It was amazing. Oh, nice. Getting you an e-bike so you can get around. I hope that works out for you. Anyway, give me like a minute. I'm going to go get my glass and some ice and a non-alcoholic beverage to round things out. Oh. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Let's sit down. Let's sit down. I'm gonna put that up there. Oh, what are you saying? So, Choggy's saying policy-wise, Whitlam was good. Legal aid banned the death penalty. No, he was good policy-wise. All right. On the list of best movies, Pat is adding Challenges. Good rom-com. Okay. Keating was an extremely good speaker. He's good at insults too. So who said that? Ever since I stopped drinking, I've enjoyed not doing it. It's the thing. Oh, God, I was hoping this would come up. Aardvark. Okay, for those who missed it, Melbourne International Comedy Festival has, I think, just finished. Arj Barker, an American comedian who spent a lot of time in Australia, during his set, which had a strict, I think, no one under 15 or possibly 18 rule, during his set, you realize there's a woman had a baby with her, and the baby was really distracting, and he just stopped and said, "You're going to have to leave. I can't actually do the show with you here." And people have tried to make it into a big thing. Here's the thing: he was completely right. The woman bringing the baby into the show was completely wrong. Her action was indefensible. It was a major fuck up by the venue. The venue should not have allowed her in with a baby. They should have stopped her and said, "We actually have a strict rule about no one under 15 in here." Arj Barker was 100% right. The woman with the baby was 100% wrong. And anyone wanting to make a big deal about it is a fucking moron. Hello, Dr. Abigail, by the way. Raise, it wasn't about the breastfeeding. It was literally just that it was a baby in the show making noise. And there was a condition on the tickets of no one under 15 in the show. So, hiya, Nate. How are you doing? No, absolutely not. No. It was absolutely inexcusable, fucked, stupid thing to do to bring the baby into the show. No, you cannot. The baby's under 15. Arj Barker was 100% right. The woman was 100% wrong. And I said the venue fucked up really badly. It was a really bad fuck up by the venue letting her in. Yeah, the baby hadn't got to screaming or crying, but it easily could have. Yeah, he said that, yeah, baby's making noises and shit. And it was just like, no, it was wrong. That's slightly different, and I think it depends on the restaurant. But restaurants, I think, can set their own rules. Oh yeah, no, Nate, it is out of okay. So out of context, the in context comedy show that had a strict rule: no one under 15 in the show. Someone brought in a baby, and the performer Arj Barker was very conscious of the baby and was making noises and stuff. And he actually stopped and said, "No, you have to go. You can get a refund, but you have to go. You shouldn't have been allowed in. You're disrupting the show." And he was 100% right and 100% wrong. Interrupting the show, regardless of age, should be removed. Oh, yeah. Hecklers who disrupt shows will get removed as well. Yeah, no. And that's the whole thing. The baby could completely destroy the show. I think I saw Arj Barker live like 10 years ago. And I've seen a lot of recording of his live sets. Oh, yeah. Movies is another one that drives me up the wall, I have to admit. The breastfeeding wasn't the issue. It was the baby making noises and breaking the flow of the show. No babies on Ukraine front lines. Hopefully not. Oh, the project's a fucking shit show. Oh, looks like one of my sex toys has joined the stream. Like, I don't know who that is. But if you think you're going to put me off at all with that, you're even more fucking stupid than I thought you were. And I think you're extremely fucking stupid. Like, I think you are sad and pathetic and embarrassing and cringy. And if you ever wondered why I continue to block you from the stream. It's just because you're so fucking embarrassing. Chuck, you have a home theater when your daughter's going to be born. Oh, dude, fucking legend. Is it the time to breastfeed? No dick. Flip side, hecklers can make a comedic show. Oh, and yeah, various comedians have done amazing work, which actually adds to the show with ripping hecklers apart. But you also get fucking weirdos, and I've seen video of it. Weirdos who want to heckle a show, and they're not funny, and they're just ruining the show. And then they start to get threatening and violent, and it's just like, no, we shan't be having that. Yeah, I know. If someone does anything, basically anyone who heckles during a show or makes noise during a show, they've opened the door for whatever the fuck happens to them next. I'm trying this for the first time. Okay, this was on special at the supermarket. Not a sponsor. Zero sugar Schweppes blood orange mango infused mineral water. I thought that sounded good. Oh, yeah, that's my jam. Just really lightly flavored. Oh, okay. That would be an interesting one. A heckler at a Friendly Geordie show. And yeah, again, drunks at comedy shows, off-putting. Oh, Nate, there is this sad little freak who's obsessed with me, and I'm not exaggerating, has made dozens of accounts. They're so fucking embarrassing. Was it an 80-year-old dude who heckled him? Wild. See, I don't want to get harsh, but he did put one of his shows on YouTube, and I just didn't like it. Like, comedians do their job. I don't come to people's offices. I've heard a few variations of that. Like, my two favorite was Dave Chappelle sort of saying, like, I don't come where you're working and knock the mop out of your hand. But one was actually Brian Molko, the lead singer of the emo band. What's their fucking name? They've got a really angsty name. Oh God, the cocktails are getting it to me. I can't remember. But he had one, I don't come when you're working and knock sailors' dicks out of your mouth. Dr. Abigail, you brought friends to a comedy show for your 30th. Partner started. Oh no. Wally Dally ripped it to pieces. Okay. I've seen various comedians who are particularly good at destroying them. And yeah, Lemonheads, they're like professionals. It's a bad idea. Oh yeah, put the link for the Geordie heckler. Yeah, I started watching one of his things and I was going, this isn't actually funny. That is one of his specialties, actually. Absolutely humiliating hecklers. And it's really weird because Jimmy Carr has like a persona on TV that he's like a smug idiot and whatnot. But I've seen interviews with him. He's actually really insightful and thoughtful. He's a really interesting person. Raise, you're a firm believer in time and place. You've seen Geordie's live. Like I said, I saw one of them on YouTube and I was just watching it going like, there haven't actually been any jokes yet. Do you have access to a change room? Oh, yeah. Yeah, excellent advice, Chog. Write that one down, everyone. Don't breastfeed standing in the middle of a multi-lane highway. That wouldn't end well. See, that's thinking. Yeah, okay. I think charisma is subjective, but he's an extremely good host of those panel shows that are so popular in the US. Yeah, don't breastfeed in Chernobyl. You'll get mutant double-headed babies. Also a good tip. But yeah, no. You get Jimmy Carr on podcasts, and that's when he's thoughtful. Oh yeah, it's literally just that's actually a good summary. If you shouldn't eat there, don't breastfeed there. That's the thing. Yeah. No irradiating kids in Chernobyl. Yeah. What did I see on YouTube? I think I saw two different people interviewing Jimmy Carr. And again, because his stage persona is smug and mean and whatnot. But when people sit down and talk to him, he's like really thoughtful and insightful. It's very interesting. It's Jimmy Carline. Say what you like about servicemen and amputees from Iraq and Afghanistan. We're going to have a good Paralympic team. Oh dear. Yeah, that's also good advice. Okay, I didn't expect us to be giving out breastfeeding advice tonight. We've had a couple good ones. Not in a multi-lane highway, not at Chernobyl, not underwater. This is all solid advice. Okay, that's a good call. It's almost always, not universally, depends on the library, but it's almost always inappropriate to eat in a library, but it's not inappropriate to breastfeed in a library. That's right. Azra, you grew up? Yeah, in Ukraine, not that far from Chernobyl, yes. And yes, you just want to be safe about feeding babies, basically. Oh, I'm now actually intrigued about how a baby would deal with the International Space Station. Can we please send a baby into space? I now want, come on, Elon Musk, send a baby into space. He's stupid. He'll do it. Micro, also a good call. Well, okay. I don't think it's appropriate to breastfeed you in public. In private, that's your thing. You want to create a baby to send into space? I mean, the unhoused, maybe getting a bit of breastfeeding action. That's also probably solid advice. Cave diving, don't breastfeed. Sorry, I actually just self-censored several different stories, and you're all better off for it. I'm just saying. Ah. Oh yeah, I did see that actually. An Australian who's going to be an astronaut. Oh, your mum's family's from Chernobyl. Yep. Well, everyone got forced off their farms. Another good one. Don't breastfeed your baby close to a neutron star. Breastfeeding during sex. Also depends how young the baby is. You don't want to traumatize your toddler, is all I'm saying. Oh, don't drink breast milk and drive. Okay, good advice. Thumbs up for Mrs. Chog on that one. You're finding places in the EU have stupid e-bike laws. Okay. Who knows? I don't know. I think anyone who bothers a breastfeeding mother is actually the weirdo. I think they've got issues. You don't like breastfeeding, you like steaks? Okay, Safra, it's not going to be a surprise. I think Musk is a piece of shit. He's absolute fucking garbage. He's a liar and absolutely inconsistent, and nothing he says is of any value whatsoever. Ooh, breastfeeding. You want to be running around Daleks, basically. Breast milk is how you found out you were lactose intolerant. You were vegan at the time. So much to unpack. So much to unpack there. Ah, goodness gracious me. And here's me restraining myself telling stories. Oh, no. That was, I was probably just reading someone's comment or whatever. No. Oh, no, Rays. It goes the other way. And this is the thing. This is my ignorance. When the dairy industry relies on constantly getting cows pregnant, which, duh, of course it does. And I didn't realize that for the longest time. Oh, more advice. Don't breastfeed while rock climbing around an active volcano. There are, without a doubt, breastfeeding fetish videos, and lots of them. Sexy cows. Oh god, I remember posting a picture on social media, some Peter fuckwits. And again, I have nothing against vegetarians or vegans, and I think basically all their arguments against the meat and dairy industry are true. I'm just very lazy and self-indulgent. But these idiot Peter things had a sign saying something like, you wouldn't drink milk if you had to suck it out of the cow's udder. And I was just like posing with this picture with a sexy looking guy. Stupid Peter, you don't know what I'd do with a cow if you gave me a chance. Just like, oh god. Yeah, no, I reckon the people who make a scene about breastfeeding mothers, they're the fucking weirdos. I know. I'm like literally there. All the stories about how awful the meat and dairy industry are, completely true. Awful. Also, I'm a very lazy, self-indulgent person who likes the taste of dead animals. I mean, everyone should use discretion on everything, but the whole judginess is just fucking ridiculous. It's fucked up. And people need to fucking get their shit sorted. Oh, yeah. Again, environmentally, chocolate, very bad. Oh, did we miss a Dalek baseball bat reference? Breastfeeding around a Dalek depends if your baseball bat's charged up by the hand of Omega or not. Oh, that's very old school Doctor Who reference. I know. What's that whole thing like? It's so fucking creepy when people going, I don't want to see that. Well, don't fucking look, man. Do not fucking look. Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it is true. Late stage capitalism is absolutely fucked. No ethical consumption. Like, we cannot exist ethically with the way things are now. It's beyond our control. But Rays, you reckon if you're PM, Lord of Ben, catering to the minorities. Out of respect, you avert your eyes. It is weird. It's like, just don't keep looking. It is kind of funny when you kind of look. And it's also, honestly, if someone is wearing kind of revealing clothes, I think it's creepy to stare. But it's kind of like if you're looking around, just go, whoa, okay, just keep looking. That's not what boobs are for. I mean, yeah, you do get some very genuinely stupid objections to breastfeeding. Like just mind-bendingly stupid. But yeah, it's a whole thing. I think, again, boobies, multi-purpose, definitely good for snuggling up to and taking naps on. Staring at women breastfeeding, saying fire is hot, burns. I don't want to be burned, so take your left hand out of the fire. Hey, Mofo, how's it going? Melbourne gig workers, Wednesday night. Gig worker hubs having a gathering with free dinner. Turkish food. God damn, dude, that sounds good. Feel free to post a link on the Discord. Ugh, again, fragile men simultaneously repulsed by breastfeeding, obsessed. And it's kind of like whenever you hear these things about girls at schools being told you have to, do up your top button and wear a long skirt because of the male teachers. And I'm sorry, if the male teachers are having a problem with it, it's not the girls who you should have an issue with. Gig worker, it's people who are being exploited by these fucked tech companies, like delivery people, Uber drivers, door dashers, all those things. So people where they're not protected like an employee and they get fucked over. But it's the delivery and the driving jobs, basically. So yeah. Oh, it's just the topic of conversation, man. You know how we get. It's not a stream unless we cover like 20 different weird topics. So I like that. I like that phrase, emotional accountability. You're responsible for your feelings. Yeah, that is an awesome phrase, actually. Emotional accountability. Take responsibility for your own feelings and thoughts. Okay, I have decided this is good. This is just really lightly flavored and no sugar. So it's a good non-alcoholic beverage for the streams. So yeah, good gig workers, DoorDash, etc. Come along, bring a friend, get some Turkish food. Oh no, tough. I reckon they're probably way weirder streams than mine. We're just idiosyncratic. You see? Yeah, Chogs, we've gone from photography, cancer, prime minister, and breastfeeding. I mean, honestly, I'm going to talk about boobies at any given time. Quite honestly. Awesome things. Whether we're talking aesthetics or life-giving qualities, they're pretty amazing. So, oh dear. Ah. Okay, well, yeah, we are. I don't know about PG, M to MA, I think. It's almost like women's bodies. Actually, that is an excellent way to put it. That's where the whole breastfeeding thing gets ridiculous. Oh, dude, you're so busy. You're actually doing music for the Legally Blonde stage musical. Also, folks, you should look on the Discord. Musical Aviator put some links to some upcoming symphony performances as well. Dude, you are so busy. You enjoy throw some off the. Oh yeah, no, just off the wall shit is our thing. Your ex was named Nemo. I don't know how that works. Why that's Nemo. You're gonna have to explain that to me. Oh no, migraine coming on. Well, that fuck is. I hope you can head it off at the pass, Dr. Abigail. Yeah, by Friday night's definitely MA. The more drunk I get, the worse I get. Definitely. It's just, I guess, the stream's not overtly sexual. Oh, Nemo had one small fin. God, I'm so fucking slow. I'm so slow. Dr. Abigail got it too. Oh my God, I am so slow. No, I know Nemo had one small fin. Dude, oh God. Oh, I'm so slow. That's so embarrassing. Honestly. And I really like the movie Finding Nemo. Although, as people who study fish have pointed out, do you know what would have happened in the real world if the entire uh, sort of egg brood and mate had been wiped out and there was just the daddy clownfish and a male baby clownfish? What would have happened is one of them would have changed gender and they would have started breeding. That's the real world. Yes, and that is true. Almost all women have at least slightly asymmetric boobs, but some variants will make a thing. Apparently, the old pub thing, working in a pub and with the old pint pulling thing, that's like exercising one side. The boob wouldn't actually get bigger, but the muscle under it would. So the boob would stand out more prominent. No, that's real. That's really what would happen with clownfish. Heine, lurking's fine, man. It's all good. I'm perfectly happy with people using the streamer's oral wallpaper. Never seen a circumcision. I don't even know what you mean by that. I've got to be honest. The only one I've looked at closely is my own, and it's never struck me as being lopsided. But hey, who knows? Need to start working in a pub, get the girls looking in the same direction. Well, yeah, but it has to be one of the things where when you pull the beer, it's the old levers, not the modern ones. But who knows? Oh my God! Oh, that is the worst taste dad joke I've ever heard. Jog, cheap circumcision's a total ripoff. Oof. That's dude. Oh my God. Oh, were you doing marching band stuff on Sunday, or was that some cosplay stuff? Because you seem extremely busy. You seem to do so much stuff. Ah, you remember your dick after getting a circumcision? Sorry, I had it done as a baby. I don't remember a damn thing. Well, yeah, in certain cultures, it happens later. You're like, okay, there are a bunch of reasons for having it done later. Sometimes medical, sometimes cultural. Oh, okay. So it was preparing for Anzac Day things. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why they waited that long, Micro. But like I said, sometimes it's a medical thing, sometimes it's a cultural thing. Uh, there have historically been a lot of cultures that circumcise teenagers. It's a right to manhood. Thanks for sharing. Swole to an egg. Oof. Ah, damn. Egg roll, I should say. Oh, by the way, we call those spring rolls here, just by the by. Mofo, you noticed a YouTube video, more working Victorians facing homelessness. Oh my God, the housing thing is literally the worst it's ever been. Like everyone always thinks shit is the worst it's ever been, but I think it's now objectively established the fucking housing crisis is the worst it's ever been. It's a fucking nightmare. It's so bad. Oh, good Lord. Vividly remember your dad ripping stitches out of your dick instead of allowing them to dissolve. Good Lord. All right, so we got the friendly Geordies thing. Oh, neat. I do like your pics. I'm going to share this one of the gang that you're forming with. I like the red uniforms. That's stylish. Nice. I like it. I have spring rolls semi-regularly. Don't remember exactly when the last time I had one was, but certainly you're gonna let me see the scars for a quarter. I'm going to take that. I'm just going to take your word on the scars, dude. I don't need to see it. It's a whole thing. Oh, all that I know. We're just still really rolling with conversation, but I actually have a shit ton of stuff at work tomorrow, so I am going to dip out rather than go late. And yeah, I think probably the earliest the next stream will be is next Tuesday. But who knows? Might be earlier, might be later than that. Who knows? But I might post some photos on the Discord over the weekend if you're so intrigued as to what I might be doing. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm going away, Dr. Abigail, on Thursday. I took Friday off work, going away with Mrs. Angry. So I'll just be away for 4 days, and I will be having a good time. Might post some pickies of things that are happening on the Discord. Who knows? But yes, it's extremely unlikely I'll be streaming before next Tuesday. Might even take longer. Who knows? Yeah, it's honestly going to be pretty gay. I'm planning on it being pretty gay. So see all you fine folks another time. I'm going to go to bed.